fear and anxiety and panic is what's dominating this world. Everybody is under threat. Everybody feels not secure. Everybody is scared for their lives. And we have good cause in this country to be afraid of that, because South Africa is a crime-infested country. Crime is the norm nowadays. Crime is so normal that people that don't do crime look not normal. We see that people are running after tenders, and there's corruption in government and all these things, and people are losing jobs, and there's all kinds of briberies taking place. That's one type of things that are happening. But there's also people that are fearful because of the hijacking and the housebreaking, and people have to put in electric fencing, and people have to walk around with guns and knives because nobody feels safe. Because other people out there that are monsters have guns and knives and they rob us, and we just don't feel secure. We just don't feel safe. Even the cops themselves are disappointing us because they're cooperating with the criminals, and we don't feel safe. But there's more to that. There's more to that. There is that fear that we have as people. Other people, let me touch on another issue that's happening, the rape issue. More and more women are getting raped like never before in this country. More and more women are being violated by pedophiles and by horrible people who cannot control their sexual urges. And because of this, women feel insecure. They feel terrified. They feel scared. And that's a sad thing. It's a sad thing that we live in a world that is like this. And not just only that, but even young boys are being molested by the priests and things like that, and by their uncles, and all types of just ungodly things are happening at the moment. And it's very reasonable that people will feel unsafe as things like this are happening. But there's another thing. Anxiety. People are anxious like never before. People live in terror inside their heart. People live in so much fear nowadays that they just crumble and just cringe. And I know it because I was like that, very fearful. Just that fear that something bad's about to happen to me every single second. I remember how I used to live like that. In the beginning of my path, when I was starting out in my walk with God, I remember just how fearful I am. Only thing that helped me with fears was God. Because I was anxious, I was depressed, and I was suicidal. I just believed I cannot live in this world. This is such a cruel world, and look at this and look at that. And the newspapers are saying this happened and that happened, and the news on television, and everything was just negative. And I just felt anxious, and I felt unsafe, and I felt like I'm just in danger, and I just cannot live in this world. And I just felt I just need to kill myself because I just cannot take it anymore. And that's how most people feel nowadays. Now, how can we overcome this fear? How can we overcome this anxiety? How can we overcome this depression, this state of panic that we find ourselves in? Now, my son, don't let these slip from your sight. Preserve common sense. Because that's one thing it's interesting it says that, because that's something we don't find nowadays. Common sense. People have lost their common sense, and we see by the way they act that it's just not normal, that a normal person lacks that common sense. A not normal person lacks that common sense that a normal person knows. And we need to preserve common sense and discretion, because there will be life for our being and the grace for our neck. Then you will walk in your way securely without hurting your foot. When you lie down, you will not be afraid. When you lie down, your sleep will be sweet. And that's one blessing and joy that I find every day of my life. Ever since I gave my life to God, ever since I became religious, ever since I became a Jew, ever since I started having faith in God, it's the ability to sleep peacefully, soundfully, without fear at night. And all of that comes from having faith in God, by following Him, by keeping His commandments, by doing as he tells me to do, by behaving the way he tells me to behave, and by having common sense and discretion and living according to God, that serenity that I have of having peaceful sleep at night, very sweet sleep. And today, I'm happy to say that I'm not depressed or anxious or fearful or anything of such nature. I am very free. I am very humble. I'd like to think I'm humble. Some will say I'm arrogant. I'm still working on my humility. But the fact that I can walk securely, peacefully, without afraid of anything bad that will happen to me, without feeling like there's some type of danger that's about to happen and take place. The fact that I can just live life and go to sleep at night and just wake up and everything is just rosy. That feeling, that peace. What I'm talking about is shalom, that peace that I have, that I've been longing for all my life. That I went to drugs, I went to alcohol, I watched pornography, because I was looking for that center of peace that I found and I only found in the God of Israel. Don't be afraid of sudden terror or destruction caused by the wicked when it comes, for you can rely on God, for he'll keep your foot from being caught in the trap. So when bad things happen to bad people, you will just, David says like this, 1,000 will fall at your right side, 1,000 at your left side, but it will not come before you. And like I said before in my lectures, people are dropping like never before. Suicide, drug overdose, car accident, sicknesses, they are dropping like water, like droplets of water. In masses, people are dying. But he who has faith in God, he who believes in God, and he who lives according to his truth, and he who lives according to his commandments, and he who does things the way God tells him to do things, and he who keeps his commandments and fears God, will not be afraid of that sudden terror that takes over the wicked people. And your foot will not be caught in their trap. Don't withhold good from someone entitled to it. And that's important, because nowadays when people knock at your door and they ask, can you give me food? Can you give me something to drink? Can you have old clothes for me? What do? We turn them away. While we do have those old clothes, while we still have food from 3 days ago that no one will eat, but because you're so stingy, you don't want to even give that to somebody who is desperately in dire need of that. When you have hand in the power to do it. So if you have the power to do it, you can give them the bread, that old clothing or anything like that. Do it. If it's in your power to act, do it. If you're in the rooms and you have the power to help the still suffering addict, and you have the power to sponsor someone, to wake up on a 12-step call, to when someone calls you that there's a suffering addict out there, you are obligated in your power to wake up, to do whatever it is, to go help that person. If that 12-step call comes in and someone needs help, we need to help. We need not withhold our recovery to other people. We need not hold back and be stingy, but freely the recovery has been given to us. Freely we must give it to other people. Don't tell your neighbor, go away, come another time, I'll give it to you tomorrow, when you have it now. That's another thing that we do. When it comes to doing good, we postpone. If someone comes and they need charity, or an orphan comes, or someone's dying of cancer and they need donations, whatever it is, a good cause, what do we say? Times are bad, come next month. Times are bad, come next year. Times are tough, come next week. While we have it in our power to do good today. When someone asks us for something, can I borrow your book? Can I use something of yours? What do we say? Not now, I'm busy, I have work to do, come back tomorrow. And God hates when we do things like that. Don't plan harm against your neighbor. And that's what people are doing nowadays. Planning coups against each other. Let's bring him down so we can get to the top. It's happening every day nowadays. People planning evil against their neighbors. Robbers planning evil against fellow civilians and citizens that are dwelling safely in their houses, in their lands, that they worked very hard for, working up early in the morning, sweating to go to work and work hard to earn the money, to bring things home so that they can take care of their families and children and buy things to make life comfortable for them. And the audacity that the thief has to break into someone's house and to take what doesn't belong to them and plotting evil against their neighbor. And it's so bad. We cannot say, well, it's because of the apartheid era, because we see that even blacks are robbing other blacks nowadays. Black criminals are robbing other black criminals. It's happening to everybody. Even the whites nowadays are doing it. The coloreds are also robbing other people nowadays. People are just robbing each other. Everybody robbing each other. There is no unity. There is no love. There is no cooperation. There is nothing godly about anybody. And we need to get ourselves to a point where we all love each other. We need to put racism aside. First of all, that's that one fundamental thing that the country of South Africa needs to do, and that's to put racism aside. That's to put all these prejudice aside, and we need to work together to build a good country and not plot evil against each other, against neighbors, against other races, against other towns, and things like that. Who lives beside you trustingly? And because of this, like I said before, it's people that we love the most that hurt us. It's people that we think it's safe for them to be in our lives that harm us the most. So we should not plot harm against our neighbor when they live peacefully around us, trustingly. And this goes out to every thief and every criminal out there. Do not rob your fellow citizens who lives trustingly around you. Don't quarrel with someone for no reason if he has done you no harm. And that's what people that feel threatened do. People that are under threat tend to attack and quarrel with other people for no reason. People that want things their way and my way or the highway, these are the type of people that like to quarrel, that like to start fight. People that have no peace whatsoever. They just love fight and argument and things and all types of issues going place for no reason. We need to avoid quarrels, and we should not quarrel with people for no reason at all, just to pick fights, being bullies, for if he has done you no harm. If a person is insecure, he loves to quarrel and pick on others for no reason. And as a person, because I'm insecure, till today I have insecurity issues, but I should not exert them on other people. I need to deal with my own insecurities issues. I must learn to love myself, to have confidence in myself, and to believe in myself, and have faith that God loves me, and not just attack other people and bring down other people and thinking that he's a threat. I'm going to bring him down. I'm going to bring that person down because of my own issues. And we see that other people go to the gym and pump muscles and things, and they get all big and they want to walk around. And what are you looking at? What are you looking at? Huh? What did you say to my mother? All types of behaviors that are designed to scare people because they're insecure and they feel threatened. Behind that big body and that walk and that what? What do you say? No effect. That there's a young boy screaming, crying, sitting on the corner, and he's scared. Don't envy a man of violence. Don't choose any of his ways. For the perverse is an abomination to Adonai, for he shares his secret counsel with the upright. Now we see on TV, on Isidingo and Rhythm City and Generations, the likes of Kenneth Mashava and David Gennaro and Barker Haynes and, in the movie Casino with Scarface. Don't envy any of those people. Don't like any of their ways. He's in prison now. He's a sheikh. I forget his name. The big criminal back then. Did a lot of business with Zuma. Shabir Sheikh. Don't envy people like Shabir Sheikh. Because people like that are a disgusting sight, in the sight of God. They're an abomination. And don't choose any of the crooked, corrupted, bribery, thievery ways. Because God shares his secret counsel with the upright. If you want the secrets of God and what God thinks about you, you want to know everything about God, be an upright person and don't copy any of those wicked people that we see on TV and on newspapers, and don't take any of their ways. By doing so, we'll have the secret counsel of God. And God curses the house of the wicked, but he blesses the home of the righteous. The scornful he scorns, but gives grace to the humble. The wise man wins honor, but fools win shame. We can see a contrast of the wicked and the righteous. What happens to the wicked? Their houses will be destroyed, but the righteous, their houses will flourish. Let's learn to be humble. Let's learn to be righteous. Let's learn to be wise. Let's learn to take the secret counsels of God and not follow any of the ways that are perverse. That way, we'll live in peace. I hope that God grants you peace, serenity, recovery, strength, and may you be able to sleep in peace at night, and may you have faith that God will take good care of you because he loves you.